In this video, I'm going to give you a brief overview of the Money Organizer plan specific to delivering the plan. If you're looking for more in-depth training, you can also check the Coach's Corner for the Advanced Plan Delivery course, where I share my sales system and walk through each step of the process, including the language I use, the fee I charge, and how I set up the plan meeting to pre-sell appropriate products. Okay, let's talk about delivering the plan. As a financial planner, I know my job is to help clients reach their financial goals. In delivering the Money Organizer plan, I'm simply turning pages and revealing my best recommendations for how a respective client could reach their financial goals. Or in some cases, I may have to share with them why they need to modify their goal because they won't most likely reach it based on the evidence I'm about to show them. We deliver the plan in a 3-ring binder called a Money Organizer Plan Binder. The binder has many benefits. In addition to giving the clients a sense of organization, it also works as a marketing tool. See the Coach's Corner for more information on that. Remember, the Money Organizer plan not only allows me to get paid for helping clients get organized with their money, but it also sets the stage for the proper alignment of other products and services. Most advisors charge between $500 and $750 for the Money Organizer plan. However, I also have students who, after completing the 7 Steps to 7 Figures course, have increased their fee to $1,500. You can charge whatever you want as long as it's appropriate for the work you're doing. A Money Organizer plan meeting should take about an hour, including the first 5 minutes for housekeeping and collecting your fee. The Money Organizer plan is broken into 6 sections: the introduction, the current profile, the monthly budget, the Money Organizer Pro Solution, recommended action items, and the appendix, where you'll find instructions for what clients need to do each month. The introduction section is written to help differentiate you from the traditional Wall Street advisors that clients have become leery of in this new economy. It gives readers the information about why the Money Organizer plan is important, as well as explaining a couple of important topics like the 4 cornerstones and the 5-step wealth building plan. It's important that clients understand the Money Organizer plan is all about first getting organized so their money is more productive. It also takes the non-productive money and puts it to work in a 5-step plan that will help them reach their optimal wealth potential. The current profile will display the current net worth as well as list the information they entered on the online client profile. Note that the net worth page gives you both net worth with and without the equity in their primary residence. When we aim to reach the A wealth grade level, that net worth target does not include the equity in the primary residence. Also in the current profile section are the client's goals. This is what the client really wants to discuss. While they'll be intrigued with other aspects of the plan, especially the stress-free budget, the real reason they're meeting with you is because they want your help in reaching their financial goals. In all of our coaching courses, we encourage you to emphasize that you aim to help them reach their goals, and then prove it when you get to the goals page. Spend the appropriate amount of time discussing each goal, but remember, you can also use this section to set the stage for other products and services you will be recommending. The monthly budget section is an area that you'll want to spend a lot of time on with some clients, but not as much with others, depending on how good of a grip they have with their monthly budget, especially if they rank themselves as 6 or lower in the second question of the RBQ. Within the monthly budget section is one of the most important pages in the whole plan, the stress-free budget. This is one of the favorite pages of clients because it's giving them a guideline for cash flow management, and that's something that they've not ever had before. I also let clients know that it's okay to choose to spend more than the recommended amount in any one category, as long as they're doing it as part of a strategy rather than a byproduct of not having a strategy. As you adjust their spending, remember that the more money you can free up for KFIR, the better the outcome for their future. Also, you may occasionally have a client who doesn't want to follow the recommendations that you've put in the plan. I address this in detail in the Advanced Plan Delivery course if you want more help, but just remember that your job is to show them their wealth potential, plan to reach that potential, and then give them the instructions to get there. Occasionally, you'll have to recommend someone do something more drastic, like sell their home or sell their car in order to right a wrong financial decision. And in other situations, you may have to decide the client isn't the right fit for you. In the 7 Steps to 7 Figures class, we talk about who is your ideal client and the importance of identifying them right up front so that you don't waste any time on those who are not your client. And keep in mind, Money Organizer Pro gives you the ability to identify those clients right up front with the wealth grading tool. And it provides you with a way to service a wider range of clients, including those you may have once thought you couldn't. Section 4 is the Money Organizer Pro solution. This is where you'll be able to graphically illustrate to clients the difference between their current path and your recommended path. This is where you can show clients where they're likely to end up in the future if they keep doing what they're doing now. But you can also instill in them a sense of hope by showing them their wealth potential. The first chart covers the emergency fund and cash reserves. I let clients know that the top line here represents the amount of money recommended for total cash reserves in a liquid savings account, and this money is for unexpected larger expenses that could cause an interruption to their wealth building strategy. I emphasize the importance of having a solid foundation that can carry them through some of life's more difficult periods. I then point out the red line and let them know that this is their emergency fund level, and I recommend to not ever let their cash reserves fall below this level. I show them that the blue line represents their current path, if they were to keep doing what they're doing right now, and the green line shows the path of the Money Organizer plan. In this case, I would then point out that their current path isn't adding enough to their overall cash reserves, but that the Money Organizer plan will have their cash reserves level reached in about 4 years. The next graph is the life insurance graph. This page leads to the sale of life insurance because it illustrates the gap between what they currently have and what is recommended that they have. If you sell life insurance, you'll want to sign up for the coaching course on the advanced plan delivery to learn more about using this page to illustrate to clients their life insurance needs. Next, we cover their debt payoff timeline. If they have negative cash flow, like in this case that we've been using in this Getting Started series, their current path will often illustrate their debt grows out of control. Although that also assumes that anyone would continue to lend to them at these levels, which isn't very likely and makes the situation even worse. I use this information to point out the urgent need to make some changes to their spending. I also use these charts to illustrate how the recommended plan I've put together can reach their goal of paying off debt, including their mortgage. On the investment retirement savings chart, I point out that the Money Organizer plan adds, in this case, $1.6 million to their overall net worth. And this isn't because I've done anything spectacular with their investments. In fact, it assumes the same yield on both timelines. Remember, I set this yield on the targets page of the software. And then we come to the real benchmark of the wealth opportunity, the net worth projection page. I spend the right amount of time on this page because it's also the page I'll be using each year for my gauge as to whether we're on track or not. In the advanced plan delivery, I go through a client case where they really understood the value of the Money Organizer plan more after their first annual review than they did in their initial meeting. Don't be surprised if that happens to you with many of your clients. This page is the best example of proving to clients how most wealth is lost in the way people manage their money. They may not fully understand how the spending decisions they make today can affect their future, but they will after their first year has passed and their future net worth projection has dropped. This is also when you can best illustrate how being organized with their money and following the plan can often mean the difference between retiring with the lifestyle they want and not retiring at all. No one wants to become a liability to their children, but they end up that way because no one ever showed them the consequences of their financial decisions would be so severe, until now. The next part of the plan is to review the recommendations with your clients. The recommendations page is strategically placed towards the end, so clients are aware of why you're making the recommendations that you're making. What you recommend and how you deliver the message is very important, but you shouldn't need to sell anything at this point because the plan should have already done that for you if you've delivered the plan correctly. If you're using the plan to illustrate to clients whether a new mortgage loan will complement or compete with their overall financial plan, this is the part of the plan that you'll focus on here. Finally, the last part of the plan is the distribution schedule. This is where you can answer your clients' questions of, hey, this is great, so how do I know how much money to add to each category and for how long? Since I covered this in the last video, I won't go into it much here. But as I mentioned in the last tutorial, this schedule simply gives clients a month-by-month instruction manual for what to do with their money. And as a reminder, you control these amounts first on the stress-free budget and then on the K for allocation page. Also, you may meet with clients annually, but sometimes it's a good idea to check in with clients after the first 90 days to see if they have questions, because by then they may need a refresher on some of the things that they forgot. Okay, that's a lot of information, but it should be a good overview to help you get started with using the plan. I hope all the information in this Getting Started series has been helpful, and please let us know of other areas that you would like to receive training. Keep watching the newsletters for more tutorials and coaching as it comes available.